Do you know which was the biggest dinosaur? Let me introduce you to the Argentinosaurus, the largest dinosaur ever discovered. This colossal creature roamed the Earth during the late Cretaceous period, primarily in what is now Argentina. Imagine a creature so massive that it weighed as much as 15 elephants combined. That's right, the Argentinosaurus was estimated to weigh up to 100 tons. In terms of length, it stretched up to 120 feet, making it longer than 3 school buses lined up end to end. Despite its enormous size, you might be surprised to learn that the Argentinosaurus was a herbivore. That means it only ate plants. Picture this, a dinosaur, as tall as a 5-story building, munching away on leafy greens all day. So the next time you're enjoying your veggies, remember the giant Argentinosaurus, who managed to become the biggest dinosaur ever, all on a plant-based diet. Can you believe such a gigantic creature only ate plants? Who comes to mind when you think of a fierce and powerful dinosaur? If your answer is the Tyrannosaurus Rex, then you're absolutely right. The T-Rex, as it's fondly called, is one of the most well-known dinosaurs. It's like the superstar of the prehistoric world, with its massive size and reputation as a top predator of its time. Imagine a creature as long as a school bus, standing 2 stories tall. That's the Tyrannosaurus for you. And let's not forget the most terrifying part of the T-Rex, its teeth. With around 60 sharp serrated teeth, some as long as a human hand, the T-Rex had one of the strongest bites in the dinosaur world. The T-Rex was a carnivore, which means it ate meat. It was likely both a hunter and a scavenger, roaming its environment in search of a hearty meal. And when it found one, those powerful jaws came into play, tearing apart its prey with ease. Now let's talk about its speed. The T-Rex could run up to a surprising 20 miles per hour. That's faster than the fastest human runner. So if you were around back in the dinosaur days and saw a T-Rex, you wouldn't want to challenge it to a race. But the T-Rex wasn't just about brawn, it also had brain. Some studies suggest it may have been pretty smart for a dinosaur, using its keen senses to track down prey. And here's a fun fact. Even though the T-Rex is often portrayed with a loud, thunderous roar, scientists believe it might have actually produced sounds closer to a low rumble or a hiss. Imagine that, a hissing T-Rex. So, the T-Rex was not only big, but it was also one of the fastest and most fearsome dinosaurs. It's no wonder the T-Rex is often called the king of dinosaurs. It truly lived up to its royal title, reigning supreme in the dinosaur world with its strength, speed, and hunting skills. Have you ever seen a dinosaur with 3 horns on its face? Let's talk about the Triceratops, a dinosaur that lived around 68 to 66 million years ago. This fascinating creature is easily recognizable due to its 3 distinctive horns and a large frill. Imagine a dinosaur with 2 horns like a bull, but with an extra one on its nose and a large bony shield around its neck. That's the Triceratops for you. Now you might be thinking, what's the deal with the horns and the frill? Well, these weren't just for show. The Triceratops used its horns and frill for defense against predators. It's like having your own built-in armor, but don't let the horns fool you. The Triceratops was not a meat eater. It was a herbivore, which means it only ate plants. Its favorite meal? Ferns, palms, and other low-growing plants. Imagine a dinosaur the size of an elephant munching on leaves all day. Here's another fun fact. The name Triceratops comes from the Greek words tri, meaning 3, keras, meaning horn, and ops, meaning face. So the name Triceratops literally means 3-horned face. How cool is that? The Triceratops sure knew how to protect itself, didn't it? What if a dinosaur had a neck so long it could reach the treetops? Now that's a sight to imagine. Let's talk about the Brachiosaurus, an extraordinary dinosaur that truly lived up to this lofty idea. The Brachiosaurus, whose name means arm lizard, was a long-necked, long-legged giant towering over the Jurassic landscape. This magnificent creature stood about 50 feet tall. That's as tall as a 5-story building. Its neck alone was about 23 feet in length, and it was complemented by legs that were longer in the front than at the back, giving it a unique, sloping appearance. Now, with such an impressive height, you might think the Brachiosaurus was a fearsome predator. But guess what? Despite its gargantuan size, this gentle giant was a herbivore. Yes, you heard it right. Its long neck wasn't for snapping up other dinosaurs, but for reaching the succulent leaves high up in the trees. Its chisel-like teeth were perfect for stripping foliage, not tearing meat. The Brachiosaurus was so enormous that it weighed as much as 4 elephants combined. Yet it moved with grace, its long legs carrying its massive body with a slow, steady gait. This dinosaur was a marvel of nature, a testament to the wonders of evolution and the diversity of life during the age of dinosaurs. The Brachiosaurus was like a walking tree, wasn't it? An apt comparison for an animal that spent its days reaching for the sky, just like the trees it grazed on. Can you imagine a dinosaur covered in a suit of armor? Picture this, a creature that roamed our planet millions of years ago, named Ankylosaurus. This dinosaur was a real-life knight in shining armor, or rather, a knight in tough, bony plates. Ankylosaurus was like a walking fortress, its body covered in hard, armor-like skin. It was as if it wore a natural suit of armor, designed by evolution for maximum protection. And it wasn't just its body that was armored. At the end of its tail, Ankylosaurus had a massive club. This club was not for partying, but for whacking any predators that dared to attack. But don't let its fearsome appearance fool you. Ankylosaurus was a peaceful creature, munching on plants and leading a herbivorous lifestyle. This gentle giant used its armor and tail club only when necessary, to protect itself in a world full of predators. The Ankylosaurus was like a walking tank, right? So, which dinosaur do you think is the most interesting? As we journeyed back in time, we met some truly remarkable creatures. The Argentinosaurus, the biggest dinosaur ever, stretched longer than 3 school buses. Then there was the T-Rex, the king of dinosaurs, whose jaw could exert a force of up to 8,000 pounds. We also saw the Triceratops, the 3-horned face, who used its horns to defend against predators. Who could forget the Brachiosaurus, the long-necked giant, who could reach the treetops for a feast? And lastly, we met the Ankylosaurus, the armored dinosaur, who had a club-like tail for defense. Each of these magnificent beasts paints a vivid picture of the diverse and fascinating world of dinosaurs. From the largest plant-eater to the fiercest meat-eater, these prehistoric creatures continue to captivate our imaginations. Each of these dinosaurs was unique and fascinating in its own way, don't you agree?